That is the extent of my makeup knowledge.
Well, you can read the makeup.
I can, and we finally have a piece where I can sit down, read about makeup, and decide if yeah, I'll read it.
I was in musical theater, so I had to do like stage makeup, but that's like an entirely different process.
Yeah, we also might have a UFC 284 recap if I get around to doing my job as an editor. So
that's hilarious. NASCAR left turn.
I was going to say, I forgot to turn on the record for the USB. So just to recap, for the show on the YouTube, we're talking about spring break and stuff. So yeah.
About spring break.
Sorry, guys.
Hi, YouTube viewers.
Hi, YouTube viewers. We only have 2 stories this week. One's about makeup. The other one's about addiction, and it's an opinion piece. And none
coffee.
of us have read it, and it's a little.
Because coffee's an addiction too.
Yes, coffee's an addiction.
Hang on, I heard something about Reddit. What?
Reddit? What?
Reddit
is
read it. Okay, my bad.
None of us have read the addiction opinion piece yet.
That is correct. None of us have.
Which makes it more exciting to see what it's going to be like when it comes out.
If you're listening on YouTube, you can go to the website where that will be posted. It will be in the description.
Yeah.
I love makeup.
True.
And coffee.
So the topic of the week, as we mentioned earlier and just now because we forgot to hit record, is spring break. And
because it is coming up, it starts next week. Well, Friday. Well, technically Friday afternoon.
Friday. He keeps saying that. It starts Friday. So, hang on. We're checking to make sure we're definitely recording because we're still. We are definitely recording. Yay! No, but
good to know.
In terms of spring break, I don't normally do it. Very much like my summer break. I was born and raised in High Point, North Carolina, and I rarely leave High Point, North Carolina.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's
tragic.
really sad.
Yeah.
I've only ever been, the furthest I've been is to Disney, and I've only been once.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, our spring break usually, like even this year, it falls early enough in the year. It's still cold.
Yeah.
Because March is usually
freezing.
It's an interesting month for us.
So like the beach is like a no-no.
If you go to Wilmington, that'd be okay. It's gonna be fairly nice down there next week.
If I learned anything from science, the beach temperature almost stays constant.
I mean, ironically enough.
It is warmer. You go to the eastern part of the state, it's gonna be warmer, but you also could be a victim of gun violence.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That took a turn. But I was gonna say one of the interesting parts about that is that one of my friends that goes to school in Wilmington is bringing up him and a bunch of his friends to High Point, and I'm like, I'm glad to meet your friends, but also, why are you coming here? You live in Wilmington by a beach, my guy. Like, what are you doing?
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. NASCAR left turn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of the weather, across the U.S., it's been very cold this past last weekend. I saw there's a bunch of snowstorms and stuff.
Oh yeah, it snowed at one of the beaches.
Didn't it snowed. LA?
I know in California it was like down closer to Los Angeles. It was very unseasonably cold.
Yeah.
So I saw that because I was trying to watch. Speaking of Vroom Vroom Left Turn, NASCAR was in Los Angeles this past weekend. That's how I saw, because their race got the Saturday morning practice session got snowed out, and that had never happened before. So then they raced on Sunday, and it was still really cold. Everyone they showed in the crowd was wearing like hoodies and toboggans.
Didn't you go to a NASCAR race?
I did. I went to the Daytona 500 a few weeks ago. By a few weeks ago, I mean last Sunday, because I just my brain is still not recovered from driving to Florida.
I mean, I think it's also burnout, but
that's also a possibility.
Did you see Lightning McQueen?
No,
Do you know how many times that on my For You page, like that, that
the
one
meme,
scene with the child with
You're
the
like,
flags?
Lightning McQueen!
I've seen that so much on my For You page.
Yeah, I did not see Lightning McQueen, unfortunately, but
Race car
it was a good time. I kind of went on a whim with a buddy of mine. We left Saturday night, and we drove down to Florida, which from where we are is an 8.5-hour drive.
Oh, yeah.
We drove about 6 of it. Well, I say I drove about 6 of it. Down there, we crossed the state line, stayed in a hotel where I did not feel safe at all. Like, imagine, like, crusty hotel covered in bugs, but without the bugs. That's basically what this place was.
I'm getting like a chill just thinking of that.
Oh, now you said chill. Now I have.
We went to sleep. My buddy I went with me, who's also named Jake, because my friend group is 8 people and 4 of them are named Jake.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and he.
How do you differentiate? It's like the Peter Parker meme.
We have different. That's what it is. Every time someone in the group chat just says Jake, it's literally that Spider-Man meme.
It's that literal scene from No Way Home.
Do you guys have like nicknames for each other to help?
We do. It helps because we're all high school buddies, so we have stuff in there. No.
Can I call you JD? Because that actually sounds pretty cool.
If we get another Jake on the Guilfordian, sure.
Judging by that facial expression, that was a solid no.
Yeah, because it kind of was. But yeah, we drove down, woke up the next morning. My other friend Jake, he said, I'm going to sleep with my wallet in my pocket because we were convinced there was a drug deal going on in the room next to us. So then we drove the rest of the way to the track Sunday morning. Had a pretty good experience. Parking wasn't too bad, and usually for especially NASCAR races, their parking can be awful. They tend to be hit or miss in my experience.
How often do you go to NASCAR races?
A few times a year.
Wow.
Because since they're a Southeast regional sport, you can actually get to them not too bad. There's 2 tracks in an hour from here. Do what?
How much does a ticket even cost?
I went to the Coca-Cola 600 last year. That's one of their biggest events, and it was $50.
Oh, that's pretty cheap actually. Yeah. But the drive is probably
it's an hour, and you have to drive to Charlotte, which Charlotte, the track is right off the highway. Well, I shouldn't say it's in Charlotte; it's in Concord. But the track's right off of 29. I think I'm getting that right. 29 or 77, one of the big highways. And you'd think that make traffic easier. No, it makes it worse.
Oh, no, for sure.
My experience at Charlotte for traffic has been the worst, but it's a very nice facility at least. Because I went with my buddies to the Roval, their fall race last year. I went to both Charlotte races, I just realized. And we drove down there, we got parked, and they have a college ticket offer. So if you use your school email, we got to go sit in what's called the Turn 4 Sun Deck, where they have lawn chairs. You don't sit in a normal seat. You sit in a lawn chair, but it's general admission, so you got to find one and claim it. And just have your buddies watch it when you leave. So we did that. It's $30 and had a really good time. The most I spent was on food.
Wow.
Because it's a stadium event.
You thinking of food makes me think of stadium hot dogs and funnel cakes.
I got a stadium hot dog at Daytona down there. I was not had their food.
The jumbo hot dog?
It was not a jumbo hot dog. It was served in a bag. It was just wrapped up completely in a bag, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it. And I opened it and looked at it, thought it would kill me. Then I ate it anyways, and it was extremely good.
You're still alive. So
I am still alive.
Not kill you.
I heard. Okay, this might be a strange fact, but somebody told me that apparently you're only supposed to eat out 1 hot dog a year.
Yeah, that's what scientists say. To which my response is, "Shut up, nerd."
Shut up, nerd. Sarah said that the other day during one of our meetings.
Yeah. So that was fun. I went down there. Stayed. If anything else, it's just an excuse to go to Florida in February. And
True.
Had a good time. Ended up driving most of the way back Sunday night. We stopped in South Carolina, then drove the rest of the way back Monday.
Yeah, nice. I know, because I texted you on Monday, and you're like, I'm still driving, my guy. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
It was an experience. So about 1,000 miles of driving combined. Probably, I think it's closer to 1,500 miles of driving.
Jesus. You went very southern.
Within.
driving.
In about a 48-hour stretch.
Oh.
About 16 of those hours were driving.
Yes.
Probably a little more than that, honestly. That's generous.
Well, one other little Guilfordian update before we dive into spring break. The early college students, if you are listening out there, the volunteer hours are now officially approved on X2 Volt. You can come copy edit for us. If you know AP Style, you can be staff writers. We're looking for people to design. And overall, just helping hands. If you're interested, please email Callie Hull, who is our editor-in-chief, or Tracy Fellers, who is our advisor.
Or if you can't get a hold of them, you can interview one of us. Just talk to one of us. We can get you set up.
Yep. My email is Sabrina Levine. It's not under Bree, which is
Jake Davis, and my profile picture is I'm at a Panthers game. I have a toboggan on.
I think mine is Astoria from Attack on Titan.
Just type it in the Google thing, you'll find me.
I do want one quick question, Jake.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about another topic for a later date. What is your knowledge on anime?
None.
Okay, cool. So before we do that topic, I'm gonna need you to educate yourself a little bit.
Okay.
Just like the Dance Moms thing we were talking about.
Yeah, Bree and I had a brief discussion that we were gonna have our next staff editorial be about Dance Moms. Because that's a rabbit hole, apparently.
It is a rabbit hole. Okay, some explanation. My For You page is wild, right? Because I only do TikTok when I'm like half asleep. So I'll just be liking random stuff. And I guess I liked one Dance Mom video, and it gave me like 30 million. So I got to a point where I was like, I'm only seeing like one part of like an 8-part series. So at this point, I might as well watch an episode. So I chose the most controversial episode to start with in the middle of season 4. I don't know why. I was just like, I want to see the solo in this one because I went to an art school. So, like, the actual dancing is what's entertaining to me, not so much the drama.
See, that's where I think you are not in the target audience here.
I'm just, like, dancing pretty.
I like watching reality shows, but I like watching reality shows from, like, Europe because it's actually real. Like, there's my favorite one.
Wow.
My favorite one is Bondi Beach, which is a bunch of Australian dudes saving people.
Wow.
Yeah. There's one sad episode where somebody accidentally drowned and they passed away.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Now back to Dance Moms.
Back to Dance Moms.
I know that was sad.
Now, Bree,
I'm sorry.
Bree, you have fun with that. I don't know if I'll join you because I'm pretty sure if I watch it, I'll get put on some sort of list. So
we can watch it on my Hulu.
That's what we'll have to do. I think if a guy sits down to watch Dance Moms and he watches more than like 0.5 seconds of it, and it clearly wasn't by accident, he gets put on a list by the FBI.
What if one of his best friends makes them? Because I'm assuming I'm one of your best friends.
Well, it'd be on your Hulu, so I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, it would be fine.
But.
So now on to the actual topic of the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were supposed to talk about spring break. We kind of just went along.
We're like
there.
almost 20 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about the same topic.
If someone has the time to drive, NASCAR's out in Las Vegas this week. There's an idea for spring break. I'd do it if someone is willing.
Well, okay. So do you not have plans for spring break, though?
I currently do not. I've been talking to my friends about going to one of these sessions for the ACC tournament next week because that is in Greensboro again.
Nice.
Is that
men's basketball.
Okay,
college
I was like,
men's
is that
basketball.
a basketball
Yes.
thing?
They are back in Greensboro for the first time in a few years because now it rotates because Syracuse cried and wanted a shorter trip home, I guess.
Maria just spinning in circles. Also, I do want to throw it out there that today's topic was originally going to be sports, and we were going to have an interview, and it was literally going to be me and Maria listening to YouTube boys talk about sports, being like,
I can talk more about NASCAR if you want.
No.
No.
We're good with NASCAR.
Yeah, save it for your column, Jake's Takes.
I will.
I will. So
I just wanted to say, if you do want to see a life-size Lightning McQueen, go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. They have one.
What?
I'm gonna go vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
Yeah.
Race car, left turn, vroom vroom. Maria,
it's pretty interesting.
What are your spring break plans?
I don't have any.
You don't have any?
No.
As you can see, we're very interesting people.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go home to Chapel Hill, but I think mostly I'm just gonna stay home, chillax. Burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
And
I'm exhausted.
Crochet, work with my sewing machine. Also, my dad's also thinking maybe going to the beach. So yeah, because we haven't been since the pandemic.
That pandemic thing.
Yeah.
Very southern.
I wanna go collect seashells.
I've been to the beach a couple of times, but never for a break. Well, I guess during.
But I won't get in the water. I'm that person who sits in the beach with jeans and a t-shirt and some shoes. And no, people look at me odd. I'm just like, I don't like the beach all that much, but I'll just sit there and read a book.
I do seashells.
And I've only gone to the water once with one of those little paddleboard things because I can't swim. So
I can't swim either.
And I'll stay at the edge of it. They're like, why don't you go further? I'm like, I don't want to drown.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've always been told going to the beach, I try to go with my family. They always say, don't get in the water. Like, just don't. Don't.
I like walking in the water and doing.
Like, you can get your toes in it, but like, I wouldn't go any further than that. That's usually what they say.
It's scary.
Because North Carolina beaches, especially with the riptides,
wild at the beach.
And we had we turned into basically the set of Jaws there for a few years. So.
Yeah, we had a bunch of sharks and jellyfish kind of just chilling.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, no one really knows what happened. They kind of just showed up like those killer clowns.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's just one of those events that just happened, and everyone no one did anything about it. And we just kind of moved on.
Wasn't it during like a spring break portion too?
And no, that's the thing. So that was
the killer clowns. That was in October.
No, the sharks.
No. The sharks were that was in the spring.
Because I just remembered something because during the pandemic I was bored, so I was watching documentaries on sharks, and they actually had the video of that shark on there because they were talking about how sharks are evolutionizing, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, because apparently, sharks are kind of are seeing what other animals do.
Bro, it's the Sharkinator.
No, what other animals do is for one example, I think the one in North Carolina
I hate sharks so much.
took the example from a killer whale, and what killer whales do, they'll jump on shore, grab whatever's out there, and swim back with the water.
No.
And that's what they're doing now, apparently.
Maria's also doing charades again. I'm sad we can't film it.
And also, apparently, they're gonna start because usually they're lone, killers but they're starting to pair up.
No.
Yeah, because
don't tell me sharks are doing in packs.
Yeah, because apparently there was this one in the same documentary.
Going near the ocean again.
In the same documentary, there was a surfer who he was just surfing, and two sharks decided to come at him at the same time, and And scientists were finding more and more cases where sharks are doing this together.
Okay, is a megalodon, which is like a massive, is that real or is that like?
I believe that's either extinct myth. I don't. It was it. I thought it was just a myth.
Point, though?
I think that's what kills you if you try to go outside the map and grab that thought.
Oh yeah,
up.
some people do have theories that they think it's real.
Yeah, you see.
Listen to enough Joe Rogan episodes, you'll probably think it's real.
Sharks, and I was like, megalodon? Are you talking?
I have a megalodon shark tooth.
Okay, is it a type of shark?
Hang on.
Or is it just a single? I need clarification here. Is it a type of shark that once existed?
Yes.
Or
is it a
shark that still exists?
No, it's a type of shark that once existed, and people still find fossils in shark tooths. And I bought one.
Okay.
I have an actual one in my room. I need to show you it. But yeah, it's huge.
You don't need to show it.
It's like the size of my hand.
Oh, that is horrifying, Maria. Oh, why did... Okay,
so if you go to the beach for spring break, just don't get in the water is what we've gathered here.
Avoid megalodons at all costs.
Speaking of Wilmington, it's going to be a little cooler in Wilmington next week.
I'm so glad I'm going up north. I'm going as far away from a beach.
Man, we had such a pretty... It'd be a really pretty week for spring to have spring break this week. It's been very nice.
I'm sorry for anybody out there listening, and I triggered the shark fear. I'm so sorry.
I'm like, I have chills running all up and down. I hate sharks.
Yeah, next week in Wilmington's actually kind of cold now that I look at it.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. It's getting warm. Actually, it's very inconsistent here. Like we were good yesterday. It's supposed to be good tomorrow, but it's also going to rain tomorrow, so it's just like
it did not get as warm as they said it was going to.
No, because originally it was going to be 70 today, and I was so excited. And then it told me it was going to be 70 tomorrow, but also it's going to rain. So I'm like,
which is upsetting.
Tragic. Thanks, then I guess. So none of us have spring break plans. That's
not necessarily. Not at the moment. As you can see, we are very interesting human beings.
I mean. I'm going to see a Broadway show when I go to New York. That's exciting, right?
What are you guys doing? I've been wondering.
So, we're going on a choir tour. We're singing at multiple locations across, like, the north. I think our first stop is Philly, and then Washington, and then New York. And we'll stay in New York for 2 days, whereas everything else is just one. I think they do it every spring, so if you want to sign up for choir next spring, you can probably go on the same trip. But it's supposedly a really fun experience. This is the first time I'm going because I haven't gone. I wasn't in choir last spring, but I'm excited about it. I'm not excited for the bus ride because this will be on the bus
with children.
Well, so if we have any listeners in that area, where do you guys know exact venues?
No. I mean, I do. I probably have the itinerary on me, but I'm like, let me not dox where we're going to be staying.
That's also... Well, you don't have to say where you're staying, but like where you're going to perform. In case we do have some like people that are from that area that are listening right now.
That's a good... okay, perfect. Where are we performing?
Production assistant and assistant copy editor Ananya is helping us out here.
Museum... No, that can't be right.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And yeah, here's the part where Maria is looking for that. So Maria, what do you want to discuss?
Pizza.
What's your favorite spring break memory?
My favorite spring break memory.
It does not say.
I'm actually going to use this to segue. It's not a spring break memory, but
it does not say. By the way, it does not say on the itinerary.
Also, I just realized I have my schedule wrong. I went to Daytona 500 a week from last Sunday. It was 2 weeks ago because this past weekend I was in West Virginia watching my two friends have a boxing match in the backyard of a fraternity. So if you don't have spring break plans, I don't recommend boxing your friends.
Well,
now, yeah, it's just not a good...
Not a 10 out of 10 experience?
I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun to watch.
I mean, I watch my friends wrestle each other to the ground quite often, but I'm friends with a bunch of guys.
I got to be... Well, we tried to kind of do a whole presentation. I was the...
You were doing a presentation?
We had a whole production team behind it. I was both the in-ring announcer and lead commentator.
That makes sense. That tracks.
It was fun, but my buddy that won the fight, I think he had a decent time. My friend who lost, I don't think he enjoyed it. I believe he told us on the drive home his boxing career's over. Yeah, it's just you're with your friends just having a good time, and then after a couple minutes, one of them is sitting on the ground with a tampon jammed up his nose because we're trying to stop the bleeding.
Wait, what? Okay,
well,
wait,
we were not drunk, which might make this sadder.
Yes,
but my friend who lost was hungover.
Oh, buddy. Buddy, man.
Yeah, he already didn't have good odds going into this because our friend he fought actually trains and is good.
Why did you guys let him then?
Because my friend is a bit of a moron.
I feel like That's always
we had
the
someone.
case.
We had someone that also trains boxing. Another friend of ours that our friend Chad was going to fight, and then said friend pulled out. So Hooper, my roommate, said that he would step in so we could still have a fight, and he just wanted to because he's crazy. So then we have the fight. I commentated.
Disappointed mother sigh from Maria.
Yeah.
And so it went to the second round. We had planned for 6 3-minute rounds,
3-minute.
which does not sound like much. That is a lot. That's an eternity.
I love how you have to do the math.
18 minutes of fighting, a 1 minute break in between. We got through the first round.
Is that how normal boxing works?
I think they do it in rounds, yeah.
Boxing,
From what I watch, because I go to my boyfriend to watch parties when they have boxing, and I just sit there. I'm just like, this is boring.
Just 3 rounds of 2 minutes.
No, it's a bunch of rounds.
That's what it is on Wii Sports.
Yeah, it's so boring.
That's why.
Normal boxing can go. I'm trying to think. 12 rounds.
Yeah, I
8,
think so.
12.
Oh my
Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, I believe they went. They go 12 or 15. I can't remember.
And what's wrestling? Wrestling is just.
Do you mean real wrestling or pro wrestling?
I don't know. Is there a difference?
Yes.
I'm assuming there is because you asked.
There's like Olympic wrestling where like people actually train. That's like your high school wrestling.
Oh, that kind of wrestling.
Yeah,
and then
we're
pro
like
wrestling's fake.
And then you have pro wrestling that's fake and all about the
Yeah,
show.
The Rock used to be in pro wrestling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You guys didn't know that?
No, I knew that.
Okay, good.
That one I knew.
Yeah.
Isn't like Logan Paul also?
Yes, he has started a stint in pro wrestling. And speaking of the other Paul brother, who had a boxing match this weekend that we got to listen to on the way home.
There's 2? Oh, yeah,
there's 2.
There's
Jake and Logan, yeah.
Yeah, Jake lost to Tommy Fury in their boxing match. Their boxing match was, I think, 2 minute. I think it was 3-minute rounds I know there were 8 rounds.
So one's doing wrestling and the other one's doing boxing?
Yes. Well, this was Jake's first fight against a real boxer. He had done some other boxing matches against former MMA guys, and he had won those, which obviously he was picking dudes who were older than him and smaller than him, so he should have won. Then he fought Tommy Fury this past weekend, who is the younger brother of Tyson Fury, the world heavyweight champion.
Yikes.
And we watched the fight. I would say Jake didn't look bad. He didn't win, obviously. It went to a split decision. They had 3 judges there. The American judge gave him the fight. The 2 other judges the 2 other judges gave it to Tommy. Everyone watching it gave it to Tommy because it was pretty clear he won. The American judge, if I didn't show him, but he's probably wearing a Jake Paul shirt.
At least it came to a split decision, and it wasn't like an outright.
I mean, it should have been a unanimous decision, but that one judge just wasn't watching the fight, I guess.
How many rounds did they go?
They went the full distance.
So he lasted a while at least. He lasted.
Yeah, he actually put Tommy down in the 8th round.
Wow.
He did. Jake had the only knockdown of the fight.
I think the only.
But then Tommy stood up and won the rest of the round, so it really didn't mean much.
I think the only interesting boxing match I ever saw is like this guy. I don't know if you guys know him. You probably don't, but maybe Drake. Canelo versus this guy. Yeah, this other guy, and he like. Was
it the more recent one?
It was the one where he punched him in the face and like.
Caleb Plant.
Yeah, collapsed his face. Yeah. Apparently they were fighting and like this guy leaned into Canelo's punch and it like collapsed his face.
Okay, trigger warning, I guess again.
I mean,
sorry for the amount of kind of gore we're talking about.
Yeah,
today.
the guy he's retired. Well, not retired. I think he's planning to go back into boxing, but he has to have a bunch of surgery to fix his like eye socket and everything.
The only boxing I think I've ever seen is from Jump In, the Disney movie from like the 90s. Yeah. I think that's as far as my knowledge goes on both Double Dutch and boxing.
You were speaking about the eye thing. I know there's a retired UFC fighter now, but Michael Bisping was a UFC fighter who actually won the championship while blind.
Oh.
In one eye.
Oh.
Wow.
Not in both eyes. That'd be even more impressive if he was completely blind. But he lost vision in one eye.
No, if he was fully blind, he could have been like Toph from Avatar.
If someone was fully blind and was able to win in the UFC, that would be insane. I mean, I think Dana would book it regardless, but.
So, Maria, I think you had a fun spring break story that you wanted to tell.
Well, I have multiple. Because, like...
She's less boring than you are.
Well, because when we were talking, I remember my favorite one, actually. My favorite one was going to Italy because I never wanted a quinceañera. So I went to Italy for a week. Because instead of being a princess for a day, I got to go to Italy for a week and I got to see a lot of nice stuff. But the interesting story, let me tell you guys about the interesting story. Let me tell you about the fun story. So... I think I was like 19, 18 at the time. Me and my family decided to go see my family in California. One day, so my dad went to go to a little goat farm to go get a goat to eat for tacos later. Yeah, and me and my mom and my siblings went to go to Disneyland. So this is late at night, and me and my brother were gonna go onto I remember the Zack ride, the Snow White ride. And my little brother gets bored, and my mom and my sister are way outside of the Disney ride because they were tired. My mom had to take care of the baby the whole time and everything. She was just like tired. She's like, let me just wait out here with your sister. I'm like, okay. So me and my brother go in the line to go to Snow White, and my brother's like, I don't want to ride this anymore. So he goes out, and so I'm just like, okay. So I go through the line, get on the ride. I come out, everyone's just gone. I couldn't find anybody. I was just like, so I walk around. I'm just like, hello.
Hello.
I'm like,
19-year-old Maria.
I'm just like, anybody there? Like, I tried it, but the worst thing too, my phone was dead, so I couldn't call them.
No.
And the thing is too, that everybody else was looking for a charger because I forgot to bring my power bank thing. So my family,
I forgot those existed.
yeah, my whole family's phones were dead, so nobody could call each other. So I go over to the workers. And he's just like...
She does little charades whenever she tells stories. It's really fun.
And I go up to the workers. I'm like, hey, dude, I lost my parents. Is there anywhere else? He's like, I can't really help you, but you can wait here and just wait for your mom to come back. And I look at him, I'm like, I guess, but I'm a dip. So I go... So I go around and I'm like, well, if I'm going to be lost, I might as well get on rides. So in the span of 2 hours, I got on 8 different rides. But in each line, I get into, I'm asking people, hey, you got a charger I can borrow? And some of these people are looking at me like, why do you need a charger? Do you like? I'm like, well, my phone's dead and I lost my mom. And they're like, then why are you in line? You should go find your mom. I'm like, no thanks.
Okay.
I don't find me. No, like, okay, if I was your parent, like a lot of these were adults, and they're like, if I was your parent, I would want you to, like, my kid to come find me. I'm just like, yeah, that's you, but that's not me.
I do want to say, when you first told me the story, I thought you were like 8 or 9.
No, I was
19.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and so I finally get on the Indiana Jones ride, and I find a group of teenagers. And I'm like, hey, can I borrow your charger? And they're like, yeah. Eventually, I get it to 1%.
Of course, the teenagers have
Yeah.
the charger.
And I call my mom, just like, hey, mom. She's like, where have you been? I'm like, I'm at the Indiana Jones ride. She's like, why? Why didn't you stay put? I'm like, because I wanted to get on rides, Ma. She was so mad at me because apparently she also couldn't find my little brother, who was like 12 at the time. And she's just like, Maria, your little brother's lost. And I'm like, I'm sure you'll find him.
Jesus.
And so,
I'm going to keep going on the ride, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
And so I get into the Indiana Jones ride. They eventually found my brother at the Lost and Found.
At the Lost and Found?
And the thing is, this little boy...
You found him at the Lost and Found. How fitting.
No, the funny thing is, apparently, he told me the whole story. My little brother told me the whole story. So he got lost. He went into security guards. He asked him if he can borrow the phone to call my mom. And they're like, we can't do that, but we'll take you to the like Lost and Found place. And so, as he's there charging his phone, waiting for this lady, homeboy puts on the waterworks for the lady, saying, I'm so sad. I lost my mom. And the lady felt so bad for him. She gave him 8 free fast passes.
Oh.
And I
Hang on. Where was this again?
Disney in California. And so
all right, new spring break plan.
No, okay.
And so I look at my brother and I'm like, we're a great way to work with the tears. He's like, yeah, I wasn't really sad. I just put on tears for them, see if they would give me free stuff. I'm like, great job. He can't do that now because he's older and well, he's still handsome, but I don't think I don't think crying would work as well to the people there. Be like, they'll probably look at the 16-year-old kid and be like, nah, get out of here, bro.
Are you looking up Disney? Are you looking at Disneyland prices? Are we taking a group trip to Disneyland?
You know, I think we discussed this earlier. I think we have it in the Guilfordian budget to try that.
I don't think we do. I think we might be able to pull off a Carol.
Hey, we could get there, but we could get to Disney.
Able to get
probably
back.
not get back. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I still like the Carowinds idea.
I do think that's a good idea.
Let's just let's try not to get me lost.
There's even more reason to join the Guilfordian.
Huh?
Even more reason to join the Guilfordian.
Yes. Free
also,
food on Thursday.
I one time found $40 at Carowinds too on a trip.
I've only been there once, and I want to go back so bad.
I went this past summer. First time I've been there in like 10 years. And I got the like battle pass or whatever it's called.
The battle
fast
pass.
Fast lane. It's like $100 on top. It's like $100 on top of your admission. But I will say, worth it. If you're only there for a day, it's worth it.
Yeah, the last time I went there,
you can do that whole park in a day if you have that.
The last time I went there was last year in October for the Scarewinds thing.
Ooh,
that was cool. I kept screaming. I accidentally.
You scream at everything.
Yeah, I knocked over a kid.
Oh no!
He should have gotten out of the way.
Because I was expecting because we were walking towards one of the mazes. And I expected somebody to come out of this corner because I felt like that's where somebody was going to hide. So I was mentally preparing myself. I'm like, I'm not going to get scared. I'm not going to get scared. Person pops out. I scream. Move to the side quickly and knock over a kid.
Maria,
and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
You really thought you weren't going to scream? Did you hit yourself?
Yeah. I was just like, that kid gave me the most ungodly death stare.
Maria, the key to places like this also, here's a piece of advice. Here is the important things you can only hear on the Guilfordian Hour. If you go to like a Spooky Woods or somewhere like that, any haunted attraction, well, one, expect to be scared. Two, if you're going through a door and there's like something in front of you to like a curtain, push the curtain as far as you can. Because if someone's waiting behind it, you'll push it on them. And then you'll know they're there.
I mean, I've never been to one
The
of those
workers
things
will get
'cause I'm a wuss.
extremely mad at you if you do it enough, but it is kind of funny.
It is really fun.
Yeah, I think I only went through one maze, and the whole time I was holding on to my friend.
I'm just not a Halloween
and I was just
person.
I was just pushing him
I
through.
like
Just
the
go,
vibe.
go.
You like the vibe?
I love Halloween.
I love Halloween,
I
too.
like the dressing up and like having fun with like my friends, but in terms of like the scary stuff, no.
I love watching horror movies. I'm not a crazy person that will watch a horror movie at 3 a.m. by myself at night.
There's a horror movie that just came out recently. Do we want to touch on?
Wait, which one?
Certain one. I think. Do we have a piece on it?
I don't.
I think Maria knows which one it is.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Have a piece of one? No, I just remembered something about Halloween. Well, not Halloweeny stuff, but
You're just gonna have to tell us, Jake.
It's the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have a piece on it. I'm still rating it technically.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
What you want to say, Maria?
So I found out something cool today. So you know how they're coming out with a second movie of Haunted Mansion? It's coming out July 28th.
That's not Halloween time.
I was like, that's
that's
a weird time. Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
So
I know.
it's
Plug
a second
Disney's
haunted. What is
Instagram, I
Haunted
guess.
Mansion?
Have you ever seen that one with Eddie Murphy? How he
Wait,
went to
you've
a haunted
never
house with his
heard
family.
You're assuming that I've seen a movie.
We have to watch this together, Jake.
Okay.
You know, as
We
a
have an
Guilfordian
entire
crew.
list of things we need to make Jake watch.
That is
Yeah,
on
I
They're
was
gonna
Disney
they're gonna
and
attach me to a
anime.
chair like that scene in Clockwork Orange.
So far, anime, just in general,
Yeah.
Disney, and also Dance Moms. That's your list so far.
And I gotta fit NASCAR in there somewhere. But I already watched
Forget
that. but
NASCAR. Just watch.
Give me a few hours on Sunday to watch NASCAR, and I will give you the rest
So
of the time.
every other, we gotta schedule him
Yeah.
times of day to watch.
Hey, there's no
things.
football going on. Well, there's XFL football going on right now, which I mean,
Isn't March Madness?
March Madness
Yeah.
is about to start. It will be set
So it doesn't start on
after.
March 1st?
No,
I
it does
feel
not.
like that's bad branding.
It gets set up about midway through the month. We're gonna go. I know for the ACC, most teams are done. I think the regular season is gonna be done by the end of this
that's
week.
funny.
I know Carolina and Duke they're gonna meet up Saturday night, and that's their last game.
Oh, wait,
And then the ACC's done. They'll do their tournament next week.
do they fight first every time, or is it just? Or they not fight? Hang on. Do they play first every time, and then whoever may the best man win?
Well, Carolina and Duke, they usually close
'Cause
their
don't they
regular
have a
season against one
rivalry?
another.
Yeah.
It's a huge rivalry.
Oh, Carolina and Duke.
They're gonna play Saturday night. I don't remember where it is.
Oh God.
That's the
Who
last game of the
usually
regular
wins?
season.
So it really
Carolina
depends.
swept them last year, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. No,
No, I think it was Duke.
I'm half wrong. Carolina, they lost the first game but won the second one, if I remember.
Oh.
But then they played again in the tournament. It was the first time they'd ever met in the tournament.
I just have to
And Carolina
mentally
beat them.
prepare how my town is gonna be because
Oh,
in
yeah, 'cause
Chapel
you-
Hill.
That's right, because
Yeah.
Maria's from Chapel Hill.
So
My dad's a big
like
fan.
it's just so chaotic. Like
This state becomes insufferable around this
Yeah.
time of
You
year.
know what? It does. It's wild.
because like the whole bars and restaurants get filled, and if we win, there might be a
we're gonna
chaotic
We're gonna
miss.
have to be careful with where we eat.
Yeah,
now.
because like I remember the last time we won, like they started a fire in the middle of the street.
Holy.
Yeah,
moly.
they somebody
Appropriate
took out
response.
like a mat. Like people will take out mattresses just to create a big fire, and they'll challenge each other just to jump over them.
Mattresses?
Yeah, they'll jump over like they'll dare each other to jump over the mattress.
You see, now this sounds like teenager stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
I feel like I would hear about like a high schooler getting like seriously burnt because they
Oh.
were like, what? I don't like the fact you said oh to that.
No, I was just gonna say, if you want to see the chaos, there is a actual camera in Chapel Hill that you could see. They have
Oh
a
my
live
God.
camera in town that you could watch this chaos go down. So the night that we won or lose. You can check
Maria,
the camera.
were you one of these people that were setting things on fire?
No, my parents won't let me go out there.
But if you were allowed.
But if I was outside, I absolutely would be.
Because even more matches on fire.
Duke and Carolina meet. They're playing Saturday night. I think one of them at least has a game before that as well. They're going to play. The regular season will be done. Then we'll have conference tournaments the week after. Obviously, the ACC is in Greensboro, so the ACC, to my knowledge, is still kind of wide open because usually it's Carolina, Duke, and Virginia, but they're all kind of struggling this year.
Okay, explain to me the layout of the things.
I will do my best, but the ACC has their tournament, and it starts next Wednesday.
So what's the main tournament that people do the board?
That's the NCAA tournament. Once we are done with the conference tournaments, that will be set. Because our Guilford men's team went to their conference tournament over this past weekend, and they made the championship game.
Yay!
They won at the buzzer in the semifinals. I was watching live on the feed. It was amazing.
Impressive.
But then we lost in the championship to Randolph-Macon, which Randolph-Macon has had a stranglehold on our conference for about the past decade, so it's not surprising. We're the only team that really can compete with them, though, which is kind of cool. But since we lost, we somehow, through the selection process, we did not make the tournament, but a school that we beat did. I don't know how that works. Let me look again.
Sports are confusing.
Yeah.
Hampton Sydney, who we beat at the buzzer in the semifinal, made the tournament, but we did not. Guilford is now the highest ranked team to ever miss the D3 tournament.
Ooh. No. Oh, that's depressing.
Which was upsetting, and
I didn't realize our basketball
we
team
just might have a story about that.
Oh. Nice. I mean,
I'm writing it myself. It's not a story. It's a rant.
It's a rant.
It's a rant.
I mean, I didn't realize our basketball team. I don't follow sports, obviously. If you guys could not tell,
our basketball team is very good.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
We have a good basketball team. We have a good golf team. I'm trying to think. We have.
Still don't know how you.
They're the only ones I think that are really.
I just watch
really
sports
good.
and just pick whatever team.
Baseball's fun. Baseball, I think they won
just
today.
Whichever one has the prettiest colored jersey, that's my pick.
I pick whoever's has the most handsome players.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's also a way to do it.
Yeah. No, me and my sister both do that. We'll be like, hey, look, this team has handsome guys. Let's cheer for them.
What's your guys' opinion on baseball? Because that's the only sport I kind of understand.
I am looking up the score of our baseball game right now because they were playing earlier.
That was greatly tough. I know somebody that's on the baseball team, technically. I know him in passing. I don't know him personally.
Yeah, our baseball team earlier, I didn't see who. Don't know who was winning. Our baseball team, I've noticed, they give up a lot of runs, but they also score a lot. Which is rare for baseball. I feel like it's usually the opposite. Because I've sat down and actually watched some of Guilford games, and it's actually fun. Because there's a lot going on. The score earlier, I did not see who was winning, but it was 24-0, if I read it right. Which for baseball is insane.
It's our team versus someone. Do you think it was our team that had nothing?
I'm not. I don't think it was, but I'm not sure.
I heard that the baseball team's actually doing really well.
They are.
Like I said, I know somebody in passing. Raylan, he's new. I don't have a last name because I forget. But I heard that they're doing well. So maybe it was 29-0 on the other team.
Well, 24. Let me see if they've updated the score.
I only
I'm going to go to
to baseball games, like the Durham baseball, just for the funnel cakes and hot dogs.
Grasshoppers? We went to that so much.
I got to go to them for a class last year.
Yeah, we literally had field trips where we just went to Grasshoppers.
I once got a free pizza from there by accident.
Why are we talking about? I'm hungry.
I took sport communication. I took sport communication last spring, and part of our class was we went to.
I feel like this has just become the sports episode anyway.
I'm sorry.
It kind of did. Yeah, we had that, and we went to a Grasshoppers game, and it was actually a lot of fun.
Oh, interesting. So while we're talking
baseball
about
is definitely the epitome of it's way more fun to go see in person than to watch on TV.
For sure. But since we're talking about sports, we will be needing a new sports editor in the coming year of
We will.
fall.
Come stand where I stand.
Yes, come do the sports things. Yeah, I can talk.
Do it.
But if you're interested, email either Tracy Fellers or Callie Hull.
Or just one of us, and we can direct you there.
Also, yeah, that works as well.
They've
and
not updated the
hopefully
score.
at some point you'll be able to find the application on the website to join our crew of human beings.
chaotic human beings.
I can talk today, you guys. I swear.
You can definitely tell spring break is close and that we're all very, very tired and burned out.
I just want to go home and sleep in my bed.
Oh, my How to Train Your Dragon story finally came out this week.
Nice.
Cool.
I saw that.
It was in the top 5 already, and totally worth it given I watched 8 hours of a children's show to write it. It was wild.
So you have, what, 3 in the top 5 now?
Yeah, I have the Marvel, currently with how the algorithm is, my Five Nights at Freddy's is still at number 1. Then I think number 3 is the Marvel cinematic. Marvel shows caused the chaotic downfall of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a mouthful title. And lastly,
we are losing it in here.
And lastly was the How to Train Your Dragon piece. I did start finally watching the Marvel shows, and some of them are okay. They're alright. There are some good parts. There are some okay parts too. You know, not as bad as I thought. I watched WandaVision, and I watched Loki, and I'm finally starting to catch up on the ones that I saw in passing, but I didn't put my full attention on. They're alright. They're okay. I still believe in my article that backed the chaos that is becoming the MCU. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp, we have a spoiler-free review on that too, and that seems, I haven't seen it yet, but it seems...
Who wrote our review?
It seems very average for a Marvel movie. Christopher Lloyd, our photo editor.
Cool. I know Chris has been talking about it.
Yeah, I heard that it's in the second place of most, one of the worst MCU movies. I forgot which one's the first one, but I know people don't like that.
Let me look at the Rotten Tomato score. I think it's a 63, but I don't want to say that and be wrong.
But speaking on dragons, my favorite dragons are the ones from Game of Thrones, because I love Game of Thrones dragons. That's what I was thinking about. Love dragons.
Were we gonna go somewhere with that?
No, I'm just saying that.
I thought it was a 63. It's worse.
While she was looking for that, I was just saying that.
It's a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is it's bad, but for a Marvel movie, that's bad.
I'll just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus and watch it.
That's what I do. My parents are still very much into going, because that's what we used to do as a family. But nowadays, I'm I liked Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch movie. I did not like Thor: Love and Thunder. It was not for me.
Oh, I liked it.
And ever since then, I just I'll just wait. Wakanda Forever, though, that was next level. Yeah. That movie I enjoyed, but you cannot watch that movie more than once.
The funniest thing about Love and Thunder, you know that scene where the kid is holding up the bunny?
Yeah.
That's all my family's like, that's you. If you, for real? Yeah, that would be you. Just holding up the bunny and using it as a weapon.
For sure. Same. Jake is dying, but same. Jake, what would be your weapon of choice? Just a football?
Probably not the worst decision.
A golf club. That would actually make a pretty great weapon. And,
that's the thing. I have played golf I've played real golf one time, and I was absolutely terrible at it.
Putt count as golf?
I'm actually decent at putt-putt.
I'm pretty good too.
My family plays every year at the beach, and I finally beat them a few years ago.
We should have a group trip.
18 years of trying.
I've never been golfing.
We just need to do more fun things as a group.
I think a putt-putt tournament. I think a putt-putt game between the Guilfordian staff.
I feel like a lot of us are very competitive, though. It would end in blood.
We should go to the.
No, the key to putt-putt is all a mental game. You have to.
All mental.
I've deploy the mind games now when I'm with my family.
But I was saying we should as a school.
I'm the Conor McGregor of putt-putt.
Okay.
We should go we should go to that arcade. I think at the mall.
Oh, round 10? What is it?
Yeah.
I forget.
I know what you're talking about. It's the blacklight one, right?
Yeah. I know some people go there for, some groups at the college go there for, team building stuff.
I have a story. I don't remember if you were with us, but me and a couple of my other friends were going to either that mall or Haynes Mall, and there was a shooting that was happening right out. You were there for that. Ananya and I were both there for that. And we had to go to the other mall because we were going to the mall because I was going to get my ears pierced, and my friend was also getting one of her ears pierced for a second time. And the reality of having to drag my friend and keep him in the car was for real because he's so nosy. He wanted to get out and be like, what's going on? I'm like, my guy, we're not getting shot today. We're not doing that today.
And what's sad is that normally I would take a guess at which one was
but
which.
You know exactly.
I don't
you don't know which one it is?
I don't.
How? That was an audio. But you do.
I have a sneaking suspicion of which one it is.
Trust me, I think you both know. Oh, which mall? I thought you meant which friend.
No, which mall? Which mall it was?
I don't remember which mall it was.
It could have been either. Like
either.
If you told me there was a shooting at either Haynes Mall or Four Seasons, and you didn't remember which one, I would not be able to help you.
No, because it
could be either one.
No, I was gonna say if there was if we're all together as a group and there was ever a shooting, I'm the first one to leave. You guys are gonna eat my dust. Dead. Everybody would be gone. You guys are
this
gonna.
This is a spicy end to this episode.
No, no offense, guys, but
we'll leave us behind.
You guys will processing, and then you'll see me, and you'll just see a dust like an end.
Other Guilfordian editors, just saying, if you want to join the Guilfordian, the other editors will not leave you behind.
Yes. I'm that person, me first, bro. I told this to Chris too. I remember he was telling
I respect your honesty.
I remember Chris was telling a story of how him and his friend, when he was a little kid, he was playing on a wagon, right?
Uh-huh.
And
oh yeah, I remember the story.
Yeah, and the wagon almost fell down the hill, and Chris was on it. I would have looked at him and his friend, waited for Chris to come off. I would have told Chris, I would have looked at you and said, sorry, dude, I gotta save myself first and let go of the wagon, go down the hill, because I'm not gonna try to pull you back up, bro.
Every time Maria tells me that story, I'm like, dang. Ouch.
I love you guys, but
it's fair.
If I can't help you up, and I can't help you anyway.
Natural selection.
It's either you or me, bro.
Jake is so disappointed.
I love you. Okay, guys.
We all love each other very much, but also natural selection, dude.
Yeah.
Just don't get stuck on a wagon.
I don't plan to.
And you'll be fine.
I'm just saying, zombie
I
apocalypse,
gotta be here for my family.
my odds to outrun all of you.
Nope.
Except maybe Miles, because he's so tall.
I think depending on what zombie, I would just take myself out.
Yeah.
Because if it's the Walking Dead zombies,
do something cool like zombies.
No.
Why do we just have to be stuck inside?
Say that. You see the shark.
If we are not getting in trouble for the absolutely heinous stuff we were saying earlier, I can say that I wish COVID had zombies so that way we did something cool.
No.
I don't like being locked inside. If you're going to make me locked inside,
Jake,
give me zombies.
Let's not put that into the ether, okay? We don't need that energy. We don't need that vibe,
but
okay?
I was going to say, if it's the Walking Dead zombies, I'll fight and, try to survive. But if it's the Last of Us zombies, I'm taking myself out, bro.
What if it's Minecraft zombies?
Aren't they just don't they burn in the sunlight?
Yeah.
So it's just
don't go out at night.
Yeah, don't go out at night.
I don't do that anyways. I don't have friends.
All of you see, we say this, and I'm like, just lockdown in general was bad enough. Imagine having to do it with no, I
think people would actually do it.
Well, you know what? That might be true. But it would have to be under the stipulation that it wouldn't be able to spread. Because people, if they knew it was going to be spread, they'd take, the Walking Dead approach, and they'd be like, I'm going to fight the zombies and build a plantation. For it to work for COVID, you'd have to be like, there are zombies, and they'll threaten your life if you leave your house.
Yeah, on spring break, don't become a zombie. That's what we've gathered here.
Don't do that. It comes all the way back around to
course.
spring break, as we so seamlessly do here at the Guilfordian Hour. Speaking of which, we are probably going to change the name one of these days.
Guilfordian Hour it is for now, just because that was kind of our working title, and we stuck with it.
I still like distracted.edu.
Distracted EDU is Distract EDU. We're going to figure that. We're working on it.
As you can't tell, we're very distracted on this show.
Yes.
That's basically what this is.
Yes.
This podcast is just like an hour of the Guilfordian stream of consciousness.
Pretty much. And
That's what
so
it's become.
Fun. Well, I would say our last episode was very topical and it stayed on topic. I think Sarah's just Sarah being gone she's left us to our own devices, and this is what's happened. Yes, she helped to balance out the chaos.
We need to bring her back.
Yeah, Girls' Day. How would you guys feel about a Girls' Day podcast without Jake? And we bring all the girls from the Guilfordian.
If you're very against this, go to the Guilfordian.com and leave a comment on their stories saying how I am the best. Yeah, that one. Just pick a story. We can see them. And just talk about how much you love the podcast and love hearing my buttery smooth voice.
God tier editor.
Award-winning sports editor after this weekend, because we should probably talk about that.
The conference.
Yeah, we had a conference where about the Guilfordian, the organization we're a part of, and we actually won some awards.
Yes, we got a third place opinion piece award for Mary Whitaker. We have a #1 spot for our sports editor Jake. Well, no, you didn't write it.
I didn't write it, but I proposed the story and I edited it.
For Madeline Andrews, who is unfortunately no longer at Guilford. And then we have an honorable mention from our previous photo editor Megan Curley, and then we had Guilfordian online
Best in Show. Yeah, Best in Show for online publication, correct?
Yes.
Yay.
Which is a tradition here for the Guilfordian. We've won that award a million. We literally have a wall of just those plaques.
Yeah, we've not entered the podcast in anything.
Oh, can we do that?
I don't believe we can.
Oh, well, that's a little sad. Well, then why did you say it?
Because if there is a category, you guys were there, I wasn't. So if there is a category where we could fit some multimedia stuff,
I know, and literary magazines.
We could probably add a category because I know other colleges do have a category for podcast.
More than just a newspaper.
I can't wait to see how the Distract.edu
Distract.edu presented by the Guilfordian.
Presented by
whatever name we pick. It doesn't have to be like the Guilfordian something. We could just pick a name and just say presented by the Guilfordian.
That's true.
So a lot more freedom there.
Even longer.
If you have a suggestion, please go on the website and leave us one.
Yes, that would also be helpful.
In the comments.
Oh, and before we end the show, I retook the Harry Potter test, guys. I found out I'm actually a Hufflepuff. Wow.
That's surprising. Wow.
We almost made it. A whole episode without it.
Without talking about Harry Potter. I don't think we talked about it last episode.
Maybe.
Well,
I'll have to go back and listen to the recording.
I forgot. I wanted to say it during the beginning of the episode, but I forgot to update you guys. But yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff apparently now. So.
Right. All right. Well, for next week, we will be here at the same time, same place,
Actually, we won't because it's spring break.
Right.
Kind of the whole, thing.
Well I
if we all
change my schedule, then.
If we make it through spring break, you will hear from us
2
weeks from today.
2 weeks, and with we will have our opinion editor, Miles, with another chosen topic that will hopefully stay a bit more on topic next week, but, maybe not.
March 15th.
We are distracted, after all, distracted.edu. I don't know how we're going to say it, but we're going to figure it out. But thanks for listening, guys. This has been Bree, the features editor for the Guilfordian.
This is sports editor Jake.
And DJ MJ.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Please come listen to us again.
Please, please. We need the listeners.
We need the listeners.
We need the listeners,
also
guys.
Check out the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you missed part of the show, check it out on YouTube.
Yes. And that's the wrap for the Guilfordian Hour. Next up, we have DJ Nikki taking over the radio show. And first, I'm going to play some ads before she takes over. Okay, bye, guys. Love you.
With the local community to meet the needs of our most vulnerable and often forgotten citizens by offering emergency financial assistance, food assistance, and emergency and transitional shelter and rapid rehousing. You can help support our local food bank and homeless shelter by attending any of the annual events, such as the Feast of Caring, Crop Walk for Hunger, Serving Greensboro Together, or Groove Jam Music Festival.